Alright, so first, so what do we have up here is 2010 Nissan Rogue AC compressor issue and a starter issue. So I'm planning to replace the starter right now. Start with that. So first thing first, we're gonna disconnect the negative cable on the starter. So when we on the battery. So when we're removing the starter, working the starter, we're not gonna fry any electrical components, because there is a positive cable that goes directly from the battery to the starter, right? So like I mentioned in a video earlier, we have to jack the car up, put the jack stand, make sure it's safe, remove the front passenger side wheel, and then get to the damn starter. So as you can see, it's right there. You see there is one bolt and there is another one. If I can get an angle, there's the second one right there. So seems pretty easy. Only thing is you're probably gonna have to use a long extension to get to. But the first thing first, there is that we have to remove that wire that runs off from the starter. That's the signal wire from the computer. We gotta disconnect that, remove those two bolts. They look like 17s, probably 18s, and then pop the starter out of its place and disconnect the main power cable that goes to the starter. So it's pretty straightforward, not complicated. As you can see, there's a couple of dents on the starter. That was me trying to diagnose it, because when the car did not want to start, one of the things you can do is tap the starter, not anything else, it's just the starter itself. Make sure you don't hit no wires or nothing, and see if it starts afterwards. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Unfortunately, in my case, tapping the starter didn't change nothing. Alright, so I'm gonna proceed and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, so what I used my gun, long extension, and a 17mm swivel socket. And as you can see, if you can, I got both of the bolts on the starter loose. They're pretty much out, and I got the wire disconnected. So now I'm gonna wheel the starter and get it out of there. And then we'll be able to disconnect the power source, main power source to the starter, and proceed with the repairs. It's got a little bit of pain in the ass to get through. It's so far in there, but overall it's not too bad. Believe me, it could have been a lot worse. Alright, we got the access to the nut that holds the main power source. It's right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the plastic cover off, rubber, and unbolt it. So to remove the nut on the main power cable, I use my electric Milwaukee ratchet, which I like a lot, and a 12mm 6-point medium socket, as I call them. The longest one I call long, the medium. So I pulled the old starter out. This is it. I'll put them side by side just to make sure I got the right part. Ain't nothing really to it. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the new starter in. I'm gonna slide this guy in place. Not completely. I'm gonna take this thing off, then put the power source on, then put it in place. You see, this is the dowel pin, so when I slide it in there in a spot, they should hold in there, then I'll be able to put the two bolts in, and that's it. And you just gotta put the wheel back on. Pretty easy. So alright, so the starter is in place. Very good. It was kind of pain in the ass trying to get those bolts in and line up everything, because it's so far in there. And as you can see, the signal wire is no longer attached to the bracket, the metal bracket. The reason why, because of the signal wire that came with the starter, attached to the starter, it was too short, so I had to remove the harness that runs off from the car harness off that bracket in order to reach that signal plug. So, but that's good. Let's see if the car starts. I already connected the battery back on. So let's see if it starts. Let's see if it starts. Yep, the car starts right up. It's all good. So now one problem left is the AC compressor. As you can see, all the lights are on the dash. That's because of the belt is off. Because as soon as I put the belt on, the car will not start. The AC compressor being down. That's the next step. In order to do that, I'm going to remove this alternator and empty out the freon system, remove the alternator, and it seems like it's pretty straightforward. It's probably got like 3 or 4 bolts that I gotta remove, and the AC compressor will come out no problem. And I just gotta remove the 2 bolts on the line. Yeah, as you can see, it's already got dark, so I am working in late today, damn it. It's okay. Alright, guys. So, seems like this video gonna cover the starter that we already did, also the AC compressor that we're trying to get to, and the alternator. So pretty much what I did so far, I disconnected this negative cable, ground cable from here, took it out, I put the bolt in here, not to lose it, disconnected this bracket from here. As you can see, I pulled out this cable from that little hole up there. Be careful with it, try not to break it. And I pulled, this is the plug that goes to the AC compressor, which I took it out as well. You can see that there. So now next step is I bolted this power cable right here and this guy. Just a dab, just press and pull it out, that's it. So now we got 2 bolts, one right up here, 14mm, and one down low at the bottom. Let me see if I can shine the light. Yep, right there. So, and then we're gonna probably wiggle the alternator a little bit, and it will come right out. It's actually a pretty easy job to do, and don't forget to disconnect the battery as well when you do the alternator. So, and then we'll access a couple of the bolts on the AC compressor. There's let me see if you can see one. Here's one. Yep. Here's the second one. It's probably there's 1 or 2 more at the bottom, and that should do it. Alright, so as you can see, I got some progress done. The green stuff, that is the freon that came out of the AC compressor when I tilted over to pull it out from there. And listen, you're gonna have to bolt the dipstick, this little bracket. It's a 12mm bolt, because of otherwise it's on the way to pull the AC compressor out. But as you can see, the alternator is out, the AC compressor is out. That's the alternator, that's the AC compressor, so we can move forward. And listen, one more thing. Before you attempt doing this, I would suggest you buy a couple clips, plastic clips, because this one right here, it broke, unfortunately, and a couple in the front, they were a little pain in the ass too. So if you have a spare ones, that would be real cool. Yeah, you don't really have to remove this cover completely, but you do have to take a few of them off, so you can set it a little bit aside, so you can get to the 2 12mm bolts that hold the AC compressor from the bottom, and the other 2 you can easily access them from the top. So, and that's it. Now you just gotta do in reverse order and install the new stuff back in the AC system and fill it up with the proper amount of freon, and that should be all. Nice and easy. One more, sorry. One more quick thing, to remove the AC compressor out and easy to remove the alternator, you should disconnect the AC line, but for the alternator it's not really necessary, but for the AC compressor it's a must. And check this out, on the line there is a black rubber O-ring which has to be replaced. there are two lines. This is one of them, and the second one is right here. So both of them have rubber O-rings. I definitely recommend you to replace it. I don't know if it will come with your AC compressor or not, but it did not with mine. So I bought this little pack. I was told that this pack includes all the AC seals that I would need for this vehicle, and as you can see, there's a variety of them, all kinds of different sizes, this and that. I'm probably gonna use only 2 of them. The rest I'm gonna save just in case for the future. I'm sure it's gonna come in handy one day. All right, that's about it. So I wanted to show you something. As you can tell, this is the old AC compressor. This one right here, this is the new one that I purchased. Look how nice this pulley spins. Huh? It's pretty good, huh? Try this. Nothing. I can't do nothing with it. And as you can see, it's misplaced, it's been rubbing, it's damaged. That's what it should look like. Completely different, isn't it? So this guy is the reason why the car stalled out, and then why it wouldn't start in the future, and that's the reason why I burned out this starter as well. So if we knew that, we would have replaced this a long time ago, and we wouldn't be doing the starter right now either. So this is it.